I'm going to make this top for the dress we made the other day, and for that I have some Flisline, or what you call that. That's the thing you iron on your fabric, so it has glue on one side and it's just a thin fabric on the other side, so it makes the fabric a little more stiff. So I'm going to take this pattern and I'm going to draw it on to this. And I'm going to cut it out on the inside of the line so it gets a little smaller than the actual drawing. So you can see I cut it a bit smaller than the pattern itself, just a tiny bit. And now I'm going to take this and I'm going to iron it onto my fabric. I ironed that on the fabric, on the back side of the fabric. That's very important. And I'm going to cut out this bottom edge here, but with a little extra. Like that. And then I'm going to cut these also again with a little extra, but this time not as much. Like that. Then I'm going to sew these two parts together from the back side, placing the good side to the good sides in these like that, and then making a tiny back stitch all the way down and doing the same on this side. So I sewed these two pieces. So now I'm going to take my fabric glue. I'm going to put that here on the edge and I'm going to fold it over. And this little flap down here as well. Glued down as well. Something like that. And then I'm going to make a back stitch all the way around here at the edge. I sewed it all the way along here, so it looks like this now. And I'm gonna do the same here around the neckline and the arms. And to get this neckline down, I'm just going to cut in a few taps here. I'm not going to cut all the way down to the thing there, and then I'm just going to glue this down and then sew around, and I'm gonna do that at the neckline and here at the back neckline and at the arms, and leave this up here. So I sewed these places here, so it looks neat, and the sewing will keep it in place even though that it's glued, because the glue can pop out. So now I'm just going to turn it inside out, and I'm going to cut off all this and then sew these parts together. I'm going to measure this on my doll before I clamp it in place for where to sew. make sure there's room enough for your doll to be in this, and then sew these parts. I sewed the shoulder seams and I tried it on my doll, and if I put this fabric all the way around the corners on these pieces, then it fits together like this. And I need to be able to have some snap fastener on there to close it, so I needed to be able to go a little over the sides. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to take, first of all, I'm going to take some of my fabric glue, and on this side I'm going to put it here on the fabric, and then just flap it over all the way down to the piece that I ironed on. And I'm going to pinch it down and let that dry for a bit. Then I'm going to sew up and cut off the excess here. On the other side I'm going to use a bit more fabric glue, and I'm going to put it out a bit longer than the piece on the fabric, something like that, and I'm going to fold it up a little longer out so I get that flap that I need for the snap fastener. And I'm going to clamp that down as well. Making sure it's lying like I want it to. And I'm going to sew this part as well and cut off this excess fabric so it looks neat. And I'm just gonna do that, and then I will be right back. So I sewed up here and also there, and I put some snap fastener on the flap and the other snap fastener here on this piece so that it goes together now like this. And I did try it out on my girl and it looks nice, and this is of course a little stiff, so that's all there is to this little top, I think you would call this. Here I'm showing you the dress that I made last time. Find the link for that up in the corner. Make the band around the waist big enough for around the top of her breast, then it can sit like I show. And this little top can go over this dress, that's why I made this top today. So I hope you like this video, and see you soon, and happy crafting.